Yeah, that'd be one way to do it. That's part of this discussion, and we haven't had a chance to brainstorm that. But cost of living would be one. I think that might be a little substantial. You know, maybe if you're looking at 1%, 2%, 3%, I think it's a little much. But I mean, you can look at anything. 0.5%, anything better than not, you know, is better than we have now.
Yeah.
Right now, we go in these long stretches of 8, 10 years of not doing anything. And then all of a sudden we got to hike them up. No different than the landfill situation. We had to raise rates 40%. So,
Yeah.
you know, for
Which we don't want.
citizens, but you know, tipping fees for outside, which is a big undertaking for, you know, for some of our outside community to utilize it. So it's trying to avoid things.
Well, we'll plan ahead, and we'll have those discussions coming up in the fall. Very good, thank you. Old business, Crestview Water Tower?
Crestview Water Tower, like I said earlier, the landscaping company started yesterday. I assume they may be out back again today with the rain. It didn't look like it was too wet when I drove by there this morning, but I'm not sure. That is the last step. Once the ground gets straightened up and seed and straw gets spread, grass starts growing, the tank will be complete. It's been online now, what, 3 weeks, I guess?
Probably so.
Probably so, pretty close to that.
Right after the last meeting.
Mixing system, we've been checking residuals out of the overflow. We run the water up to the top, let it kind of overflow a little bit. Residuals have been matching the residuals out in the system for the tower, which is good because before we didn't have any watering residuals at the top of the tower, which caused problems out in the system. So that's working good. So it is.
Doing what it's supposed to.
It looks good and it's working good.
That's good.
John, I just had one more thing that I forgot
Yes.
on other. DNR will be here today doing an MS4 audit, and I don't know if anyone's familiar with MS4, but it's a municipal separate storm sewer system. M4S is MS4. That's kind of how they come up with it. But we have a permit, the city does with DNR. Essentially, what it comes from is like combined sewers, things of that nature. SWIP items, so the silt fence you see around construction sites, keeping that sediment out of waterways, things of that nature. So they're going to be doing an audit today through Thursday. We were the first city in Franklin County to do an audit. Luckily, I've been through a few of them in my prior lives, so I kind of know a little bit what to expect. But to give you some kind of idea where that comes from, it's really a stormwater concern, but sewer-wise, it's a stormwater infiltration situation into our sanitary sewer. So there's a little bit of a component with sanitary as well. So I know I'll be working pretty close with Kevin on maybe getting some numbers pulled together. I'm not sure what they're going to look at, but the dollars that we put forth through slip lining, things of that nature, and I know we got some money for capital improvement sales tax on slip lining as well. So it's a very, very important component, not only with sewer and water, you know, your permits that we have with DNR now, but there's also a stormwater component that ties together as well. So you may hear more from me on that kind of as this progresses. But keep in mind when Kevin has slip lining projects or things of that nature, that's vitally important, not only for sanitary, not only for operations, not only for treating water, but from an MS4 permit, it's a really important item.
Okay.
So
Very good.
I can give you, you'll hear more about it as I'll be reporting to council. This will be kind of an ongoing thing that could have some pretty sizable concerns for the city. So,
And John, isn't this the first time the city's been audited for this?
correct. We've been in MS4 since 2003. So, you have to be a town of over 10,000, population over 10,000, in order to be, I guess, eligible for this type of permit. I mean, eligible is not really the right word, but required to have this type of permit. And like I said, Washington is only one of two towns, Union being the other one, and Union is fairly new. I think they're only 3 years into their MS4. So kind of think of this as kind of where, you know, Metropolitan St. Louis, or the St. Louis Metropolitan Sewer District, MSD, in 2003, they went through their MS4 audit, and they had a lot of combined sewer overflows, and they had a consent decree, and that's where their organization got to be so large and so involved with things, is because one of these type of audits. Now, I want to caution people, I would not worry about that here in Washington. I just say we got to stay up on this and make sure that we are doing what we can to be compliant, and slip lining is a very, very important component of that. So,
Okay.
but that's going to start today, and they'll be here for essentially 3 days, and I'll just let you know what comes of it. but it'll be an ongoing thing. I mean, they're not just going to be here, give us a report and leave. This is going to be kind of a transition into, I could envision some ordinances being modified, things of that nature, so,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
But anything that comes through this audit, that it comes on our side, of course, you guys will be involved in.
Yeah, correct.
You know, because you'll have to be the decision makers on that, so.
But you guys do play a pretty heavy role with stormwater. I mean, water leaves the treatment plant and goes into the river, so I mean, it's a stormwater type of thing too, because you're combining there, so.
Right.
Just I'll keep you in the loop on what's going on with that, so, just another layer.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other business? Any other discussion? Our next meeting will be July 10th.
I will not be here.
I will not be here.
Well, then maybe we need to change that.
Do we need a motion to change that?
Yeah.
See, and there's times in July I won't be here, but somebody can fill in for me. I'm fill-inable.
You're fillable?
I'm fill-inable.
I could be here on the 17th if that worked better. I won't be back in country till the 11th.
Well, you're going to Italy, I think.
You can call in, it's only 15 minutes.
That's right.
$15,000
Time you get connected, we'll be
So-
adjourned.
What if we pushed it out to the 17th?
I'll be in Plano, Texas.
Oh,
My July is pretty bad. I may just have to give John all the information, and he may have to sit there, fill in for me.
is it better to move it up or move it out?
I'm in Kansas City, July 8th through the 14th. Daughter's softball, sorry. It's
That's okay.
Tournament time.
I'm just gone from Saturday till the 11th.
Okay,
Yeah, so to make it work, because I'll be gone 2 weeks in a row, them 2 weeks in a row. So the 9th, I'll actually be gone the 8th through the 21st. So I'll just work with John and get him the information, whatever's going on, and he can fill in for me to make it work for you guys.
17th? 17th okay with you, Brad?
That'd be fine.
All right, if that's okay, then we'll move next month's meeting to July 17th so that we can be here.
Sure that we point that out to Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah.
well, that's-
Highlight that for everybody that
Know
it's
right
been
away
moved.
so we can get it on his calendar. All right, with that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you all. See you on the 17th.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, John, have they gone over and marked those places? Because where understalls come from. Yeah, they did it once, but then the water, and then when I just said,
I'll make the change on the second page.
Okay.
Any warranty work.
maybe they talked to Kevin. Because I think he told me that